Hello, everyone. My name is Candace, also known as Candace Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she, and I am playing Wave Lutress, a Bernari bounty hunter, nanocyte, also they, she.
Hi, hello, hey everybody. Hi, my name is Christian, aka Fluffy Goomba, all over the internet. I am a teacher, RPG performer, and educator here in the space. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing Drake, the Amaranth spacefarer witch warper. His pronouns are he, they, or they, them.
What's up? I'm Dylan, or Super Dylan. My pronouns are he, she, and they, and I am playing Domino, a Kitsune biotechnician operative. He, him.
Beautiful people. Hi, how's it going? My name is Robin, the artist formerly known as Matt. Of all things, my pronouns are they, he, and I today am playing Atlas, the sentient robotic organism, cyberborn technomancer, whose pronouns are any, and it specifically.
Thank
any
you.
It.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Serenity, click, clack, snack all over the internet. I go by she, they, any pronouns, and I'll be playing Tesaya, a Borai gambler envoy, who goes by she and any pronouns.
And I'm Matt, pronouns he, him. I am the lead producer and GM over at MimicsNMisfits.
Incoming message.
Attention, DRoP command. I repeat, attention, drop command. Mineral deposits uncovered. Large quantities of abyssium. Requesting containment, support, and medtechs on Estea. Repeat, medtechs to Estea for treatment, extraction, and transportation. Kill it! Kill the fucking signal! You're on public, you idiot!
You heard it, loud and clear. The radio went wild after that. Chatter all around about making a run on Estea. You've certainly got your work cut out for you, but if you secure the cargo, you can make a killing. Hello everyone, and welcome to All In for Estea, a Starfinder adventure set on a wayward mining asteroid.
Drake, you feel the shift as you know you are once again moving through time and space, and find yourself touching down on a steel floor as the room settles in around you. Dark walls with orange lighting, and screaming as you hear bullets ricocheting all around the room around you. Ahead, you see Robin, if you'd like to go ahead and describe what Atlas looks like standing in the hallway.
At first, you think that Atlas is just a loader, a robot used to pick up heavy crates and move them that has gotten lost and is turned off on the side corner of the hallway, so still that they look like a pillar. This huge, broad, almost like steel girder for a chest. These weird mismatch of different sheets of metal, and these you see some open wires that are not cleanly put away. These two very large arms, as well as what looks like an old CRT monitor that is placed on top of this steel girder that kind of represents a humanoid form. These wires, through one of them, it is translucent, but you can see this red fluid flowing through this robot. They stand again dead still, but the TV screen, the CRT, is just static going through it.
Okay. Excuse me, I'm just going to move back behind you real quick. And it's just going to shift around the big guy to get away from the gunfire suddenly all around them.
The Atlas as you like kind of shove to get behind, does almost like politely take a step forward, aware of your presence and not afraid for hostile action. It's like one of those, okay, I will move, but if you do anything, I will fight you.
What I guess because you just see me apparate like you were. I don't know what you were doing beforehand, but you just see this. They look like they have like an Anubis style, like dog-eared kind of mech head. They are color coded in a bunch of grayish blues and blacks, and they are fully like just wearing like a very stylish yet long like a trench coat. And they're not humanoid, I guess you should say. They don't look like they look mainly cybernetic in nature. And they just like kind of fade into existence in front of you before like getting shot at and running behind you. To get away from the gunfire of the situation that he has no idea where they are at.
Atlas is at the screen that Atlas has is like watching the gunfire, watching the people like fight and die and the explosions, and is like so unresponsive that again it kind of feels like they're just turned off as they watch all this happen, to the point where again like they see you apparate in, and a knowledge of robots would dictate that you know that their prime directive is to not care about the thing. Like they are so switched off from events around them. They are not here to interact, talk. They are not here to. It's a thing which I think Atlas does log it, but Atlas logs it as like a credits list of people. Your name is not there, but Anubis head dash can teleport / true is something that is running through their code.
Gotcha. Well, that is interesting way to never considered that form of media to communicate. Interesting. Could you tell me what's happening, big fella? Okay, we're just gonna sink down a little bit more. We're just gonna sink down a little more here.
It's like right next to our head, like
yeah. It's just gonna sink down. I'm just gonna. You can stand there. It's all good.
What is happening?
What is happening is you have made your way into the facility and are in the midst of a firefight as Drake appears and joins combat. So Drake, as you kneel down and attempt to hide behind Atlas, Domino, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, so while this is going on, about, I don't know, 15 feet ahead, in the middle of the firefight, they like ducked behind a couple of crates and pillars or whatever, and like shooting out, like a black hood like comes off, and a like reddish colored fox face with like just like streaks of some like oil or grease, like just kind of in bits of his fur in places, not put there intentionally for like camouflage, more just he's dirty. And he's got one hand out firing into the crossfire, and another hand comes out holding like a big bright white like blade made of bone and bits of claw, and turns around and is like, the fuck are we doing, gang? There is a whole fight happening right over here. We can say our hi hellos later.
Hi hello to you, so okay.
There is one behind me, but I do not see them as a threat.
Well, I trust you.
Thanks, buddy.
Would you like me to join the fight?
And like I think like a shot like fires and like just sort of burns like a little like scrape across the top of Domino's head and is like, yeah, babe, that'd be great.
As soon as there is like, so at this point, Atlas has not seen Domino as like in danger. People are firing and they're keeping like an eye on things, but then as soon as a bullet like scrapes Domino's head, I imagine it's like some punk with like a pistol like runs around the corner and goes. As soon as it happens, there is this like Transformers-esque shift in Atlas as out of the arm this like a Gatling gun appears, and then there is just like multiple firing like in that direction at this small group of like scrappy like punk ass pirates that specifically aiming at the one that shot Domino. The screen turns this like very angry haze of like the static kind of just like increases where it's like now you can like audibly hear it as Atlas just starts wild firing in the direction of the first two who just shot Domino, moving their hand out to like almost like put Domino behind them next to Drake.
Estea, you've managed to find your way in here with a little bit of luck and see a couple guards screaming, "Run, run! Come on! There's somebody breaking in! There's somebody breaking in!" And they grab a bunch of gear from their bunk and run out, grazing Domino with a bullet in the process. And you hear the rattling of machinery as a Gatling gun opens fire into the space. If you'd like to introduce your character.
Yeah. So Tisaya, who hears the shooting begin and hears the last like boom before there's just a headed straight to the group that she's involved in. So this Borai is used to be a Lashunta, so had two stalks and antennae. One of them is dark at the midpoint to a point where it just one of the antennae just snapped in two. This person doesn't particularly look like someone who is in fights typically. Not quite in shape, much curvier, larger, but short overall. And is missing actually both her index and her middle fingers. So she only has these three fingers to work with. Hears this go off and just ducks, immediately leaving everyone else just to get killed, not having a care, only self-preservation. She is holding a small arm in each hand and kind of covers her head as she dips down. You hear, ah! And this goes off. She pokes her head out as the fire like stops, and like she can see the smoke coming from the continued guns. The coloration used to be green, probably much more beautiful and vibrant. Now kind of a gross, kind of disgusting, deadly kind of bleh, green. She pops out, her hair kind of cut at an angle on purpose, but still very choppy, and looks up and goes, I did not do that. It was not me. Don't shoot at me. I didn't do it. And jumps right back down, not wanting to be in the middle of whatever that is.
The fuck are you?
The fuck are you?
Who exactly am I shooting at?
Well, if I don't get up from this crate, not me.
All right.
And Wave, you hear, not me, as you make your way down a secondary hallway. Accessing this area seemed relatively easy as your, is it Wave's right hand or left hand that is the nanosite?
They are left-handed, but ambidextrous because their right hand is the nanocyte.
Okay. As you feel the nanocyte arm begin to twitch and kind of direct you where to go for a safer path, you think, but as you've encountered a couple larger enemies and taken them out, perhaps it's the more murderous path, and it's hard to say at this point.
Wave is a Bernari, so an otter person. They are much smaller than the average 5 foot. They're like 4'1", a little bit smaller than their people typically are. They look very scrappy, big bright eyes, very pleasant face, wearing a suit that's like a little like light armor, but it kind of looks like a almost like a latex like one piece suit with like little like markings on it. And their right arm and their right leg and part of their body, like kind of crawling up in both directions, are made up of these like cobalt blue. It almost looks like an oil slick effect. Like they're black, but they have like these kind of different ribbons of color from the material that is kind of making up these little robots. And I think as they walk down, they're trying to be quiet. They're small. They kind of are able to be very agile and kind of like fade into the darkness if they need to. And she is sort of like stroking her hair around that, like all around the edges where the nanocytes take over. Her fur gets kind of patchy. It's like a really rich kind of chestnut brown with kind of like this beigey undertone to the chest and thorax region, and a little bit on the tail. And as they're kind of walking toward this, they're going slower than they can tell the nanocytes want them to go, really struggling to stay in charge, and are just kind of talking to themselves as quietly as they can so that they don't like alert too much suspicion. No, I know, but I mean, I've given you some already, and we've already had a good day, and you know, I think it would be reasonable if we just got our bounty and we left. Like, I don't see why we need to continue with just murdering people, because you know, and I understand not everybody in here is innocent, but how are you going to know if you don't ask them? You know, so we should really work on this, because I don't want to. Yeah, okay, all right. If someone comes at us, they're probably a bad guy. That's true. And like having this very reasoning conversation with themselves, but like kind of looking at their right hand as they're walking down this hall, and then every so often shuts up and stops and like listens and is very alert, like goes full meerkat, and then is like, okay, and then goes back in. And I think when they stumble upon, do they just like walk into this?
So you reach the end of the hallway as you're having this conversation and talking about finding your bounty in this location. And there stands Domino in the center of the room, being grazed by a bullet.
Oh God. I think Wave looks up, sees Domino get grazed by the bullet, and like feels this immediate surge of power in their right up and down their right side. And they're just like, no, wait, before like they just kind of like attach themselves, like their right leg kind of taking the lead to kind of affix itself to the wall. It turns into like a very similar material as the wall is made out of, and gives them a vantage point to try and bring down their right hand, which is like nanocytes that are in the shape of a little melee weapon. It is a thresher blade. So comes down like as hard as possible, like their full weight behind it. And it's like, sorry, you should just come with me. We can make this so easy right now.
Atlas, you have successfully cleared the room of threats as the smoke drifts away and the hum of your Gatling gun stops. And you see, instead of standing enemies, just a collection of objects on the floor, no longer threats.
Wave made noise as they like went to attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this like red static is still active on Atlas. Hostiles detected. Engage. And I would like everyone to roll initiative. If we can.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Going right
I
for
was gonna
it.
say,
Let's keep
I
going.
don't know these people.
There's going to be a moment of sheepishness from Wave. So
Did I do that?
Okay,
you could just like come with me, right? And like we don't have to like make it this a whole thing.
It's just pure vibes. It's
Come on,
be so chill.
it's no big deal. Or you can pay me what you're worth, and we can make it all go away. That's also an option.
The room that you're standing in is a security checkpoint. You can hear the hum of the X-ray machine in front of you, which was made quite entertaining as bullets passed through it, and the X-ray tried to scan each one individually. From the hallway to the north, however, you begin to hear the clang of electromagnetic boots running down the hall.
Domino kind of like steps inward, like the bone dagger like kind of out towards the lot of you, and like the gun pointed further down the hallway where the boot steps are coming from, and is like, I don't exactly know what like you all think we're doing here. We're not leaving without our bounty. But maybe if we don't want to die, we could focus up for like a minute, and then we could return to this little negotiation after. Sound good?
I just have a question. Where exactly are we here?
Do I know the answer to that?
Yes, so you know that you are on the large asteroid identified as Estea. It is a mining situation where they are attempting to uncover a variety of different minerals. Normally, this is considered a dry mine. However, recently, somebody made a mistake in sending out a communication that was supposed to go to what they call DRoP command, that there was a large quantity of abyssium located on this asteroid.
Okay. We are hurtling through space at rocket speeds on a bit of old molten rock. Does that help?
Helps a little. Helps. Could you like? Do you have a name?
Estea.
Okay.
Have I ever heard of it?
Have I ever heard of an Estea or anything of the sort in any of my lifetimes, timelines, etc., etc.?
The last time you heard of Estea was in your 17th timeline, and it was an intact planet at the time.
Oh.
Oh, that's a shame. Hope this isn't a remnant of that. Quite nice. Had good grass. Anyway, we should handle that, I guess. I mean, that sounds kind of ominous. I don't know what's happening here. I guess bounty is bounty hunters, classic situation. But I agree that we should, like, huddle up and survive. I like surviving. I gotta live. I got stuff to do. Well, I've got a lot of things to do, but the order's all jumbled up as always. But I'm rambling.
I think Wave's eyes narrow, and they look at Atlas, and like look at you, and then look at Atlas.
Atlas's
look
gun
at
is
you.
pointed fully at Wave as they're looking at
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. And it's just like they get like a really like their big giant eyes just like narrow, and they like just turn to you and say, I mean, like, you're saying peace, but that is pointing its weapon at me, and honestly, I don't feel very comfortable trusting you with my life right now. So if you'd like to, call off your friend or protector or whatever thing you, sir, what role, ma'am, you have, I don't know, but I don't want to. Today's not my day to die. Okay, so we can fight somewhere else in the interest of time, but also I don't feel comfortable with how You are looking at me.
Atlas, babe, you okay?
What is our command?
I don't know. Let's just focus on the boots down the hall for now. We can figure this.
Indecision acknowledged.
Babe, not in front of strangers. I make choices all the time.
I'm a big, strong fox.
All the time.
All right, Domino, is there anything else you would like to do for your turn?
No, I'm just gonna ready a shot for the second anyone turns that corner.
Okay. Tisaya, how's that box you're hiding under?
So good, because I'm not in this conversation and I don't want to be. I don't want to be perceived. So I think what will happen is everyone's talking about banding together to go fight. Tisaya thinks that's a great time to try to leave. And we'll try to sneak out the exit while everyone's focused the other way. Let's see. Yeah, I think she'll just start walking. However, I don't think she's very good at it. So they'll do their best.
You look out at this group having a conversation. The tiny otter seems like the least threatening until you look down at their right hand, or at least where their hand is supposed to be, and is just now a fucking weapon. And then there's the big robot with the Gatling gun. And you turn and you're like, I'm doing it. I'm out. As you hear the airlock seal this room. 4 doors closing in unison, locking down the security station.
As fast as they close is as fast as she turns, as she was like standing to go walk. Immediately they turn and stand and go, yeah, we should all work together. Let's go. And like we'll pull out their guns. They are wielding them upside down. So their pinkies are on the trigger and go, you know, you all look rowdy. So I think this will work just fine.
Excellent.
I love that so much.
And I'm just gonna ready. If I have anything too ready after that, just be like, okay, let's fight.
All right. And that brings us to Drake. Drake, the airlock shuts just behind where you're standing. As you hear Tisaya say, it's going to be great. We're going to be friends.
It's good to have some kind of optimism in this instance. I'm gonna see if I can open the back. I'm trying to, because I don't want to be in here anymore. I'm just gonna turn around. Is there like is it like a console or like a thing to like rip open and start to just engineer or hack into or?
Yeah, there are a couple panels nearby that you think would reasonably at least contain wiring to access the door and potentially override it.
I think that to figure that out, like he's just like banging on the wall in a weird way. He's like bang 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 boom boom. Oh, that's good. That one's rips it open. And just again making sure he's in between the big guy behind him and it has as much protection as possible, as he's just gonna start engineering a way to get out of the situation or get out of this room at least.
And you see inside a collection of wires and just dive in, shoving them aside as you pull out 3 and start to strip the wires and splice them together. And you hear the hydraulics of the door whine as it starts to open. But there's a panel on the other side of the other wall that you're going to need to words.
Yes.
There's a panel on the opposite wall that you're also going to need to splice the wires for.
God, it's always 2. Why is it always 2? Why can't it just be 1? Or a half? I'll take a half at least. Okay. And will make their way to that panel.
Okay.
To do the same thing. But if that was my action to do that for that first round, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah, so you're good. You step over and you can pop out the second panel and grab the wires. It's just going to be a minute to...
Yeah.
All right. And Wave. Look at all these new friends you have. Or could have. Maybe.
I think Wave like neutralizes their arm and turns it back into something that kind of more closely resembles their paw. And just sort of like sees if anybody needs help. They're very much in protect mode, like self-protect mode, because they feel very uncomfortable. Like they're a bounty hunter. They're very much like a lone dog. And I feel like they're just not trusting anything right now. Their bloodlust is gone. And now in its place is like this flimsy, floppy, like sense of strength in comparison to like a sense of strength knowing that they have these like robots on their side, but also there's like a big ass robot that just threatened their life. So they're feeling like a little like in the middle of the road. They made a deal with their bounty, which like that doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like they're just kind of reeling. So I think she would just kind of sit back and like watch everybody and probably take a look at their surroundings as well to like keep an eye out, knowing that they have fairly good perception. They're always their eyes are kind of always darting around looking to see if there's like anybody watching them or like if they're like hunting somebody where they might be or any clues to their whereabouts and things like that.
Okay. As you're sitting and thinking about your bounty, one thought crosses your mind. 3,500 credits. Is this worth 3,500 credits?
Not really. 35,000 credits, sure. But that big robot is going to smash me to bits. Even if I could get the fox, I feel like big robot is not fun. And I don't know about the other two and where they stand. What if they're all in it together? Maybe they're all for a team. I don't know. So I feel like she's just like like crosses their arms and pouts like ugh, like just sick. Yeah, and maybe tries to, again, scan the corridors and things like that and ready a weapon in the direction of anybody that might be coming up behind them.
The hallway. Is it like, for example, if the wall of the hallway was to not be there anymore, would they get sucked out? It's important for me to know this information before I do my next move.
Given your location in the interior of the building, you're pretty sure it wouldn't be sucked out into space, but the leakage could cause some environmental issues for Domino's ability to breathe.
Okay. Unacceptable. Okay, then I am instead. They're coming around the corner, right? Can we see them, or are they coming around the corner?
They will be coming around the corner. You can see 45 feet down the hallway to the north before it bends.
I would then, as a coming around the corner, and they come, as a possible free action, maybe, can Atlas scan the ceiling of the hallway to see if there are any slightly weaker spots than others?
You know what? Go ahead and make an engineering or physical science check for me.
Oh, I would love to do either one of those.
Hell yeah.
You do note that there are sections that have been left to slight disrepair, spots that are rustier than others. And while you are scanning the ceiling, you also pick up slight vibrations of the ceiling, perhaps indicating that the floor is not where this person is running.
Perfect. After this like brief scan, still holding out the gun, Atlas looking at Wave. Alliance acknowledged. Hostile action paused. And then puts their gun away and then like walks to the hallway and from their shoulders these like two plates open up and then with like lined with these tiny rockets and then I'm going to cast Trifold Explosion out on the ceiling. I pick 3 points and I essentially if there are people there they have a chance to dodge out the way as I rocket explode 3 different parts of 3 different 5-foot areas. So just going down the hallway, Atlas is trying to blow up the hall, originally intending to have things fall down so that the attackers can't get through. But I'll take if they're running on the ceiling or the walls. I'm willing to just destroy where they're trying to run. Have the hallway set on fire.
So, Atlas, you let loose these small rockets in the form of magic that crater towards the weakened section of the ceiling. And you just hear, "Oh shit, oh shit," as this creature goes to step right as the rocket lands. And if you ever miss that last stare, they just straight through, and then they are on their back on the floor.
Who the fuck do you think you are? What are you doing in this place?
As in front of you, there is a rather large, 3-eyed, 7.5-foot tall, laying down, man in what is clearly identifiable as captain's gear.
To answer the question that they asked of who the fuck do you think you are? I am the reason you should not be coming inside of this room. Do yourself a favor for your own survival and leave.
Well, we'll see how that goes for you.
Hostile action acknowledged.
That is the top of the round, which brings us to their turn. So, Atlas, are you standing closest to the doorway?
Yeah, I'd say so. Now.
Okay. Also, we have 2 held actions.
Yeah, so I did have a held action. So as that person came around, I'm not gonna interrupt Atlas. I think that what it has to say is very important to me. But I think that as soon as Atlas has their bit done, I'm firing a shot.
Okay.
At this thing.
All right, go ahead and let loose a shot.
I will let it loose is what I will do, actually.
All right, and Tasaya, you also had a held shot?
Yeah, I wait. Not for the same reason Domino does, because now I want to look like I'm on this guy's side, and I'm not going to piss this guy off, pointing to Atlas. So I wait, and then in support, we'll go ahead and shoot.
All right, so a bullet rips down the hallway, shortly followed by an acid shot into this large man laying on the floor, who takes a moment and stands up and...
I see that's how this is going to be then, isn't it?
And see him reach an arm back and pull out an actual arrow, and is going to launch it at Domino.
That is the greatest mistake a human being.
I think I actually say, "Oh, buddy, geez, I'm sorry. That's not gonna go too well."
As his tactical battle bow looses an arrow down the hallway, and he stands, puts his feet shoulder width apart, and you hear a magnetic suction as his feet are held firmly to the floor. And Domino, it's your turn.
Oof. I mean, I'm gonna take it easy on you, and that's saying something. And I'm gonna come like right around Atlas and get up there, and I just want to like hack at him with my blade this time.
Okay.
And then I say, "Would you like to make a different choice?" after I cut him.
Perhaps I should have used my weapon.
And you see he leans, and there's just the edge of a battle axe over his left shoulder. And he flinches at the end of his statement as you can see scorch marks forming around the wounds in his arm.
Buddy, you feeling okay?
Quite well, thank you.
And Tisaya, it's your turn.
Okay. So what I would like to do is, for my standard action, I want to go ahead and use Clever Feint, and try to go ahead and fake them out. And she's going to go ahead and aim, like she's going to hit exactly at the shoes to try to ruin them being suctioned.
Okay.
And just make it to where he's unable to move, but instead fake him out. So now that I succeeded, he is flat-footed against all enemy attacks until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Oh, delicious. Oh,
So,
man. Flat-footed is so fun.
Tisaya, you let loose a bullet, aiming very carefully as you're like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to fuck him up. I'm going to fuck him up so bad. And the bullet arcs down as he has cranked the electromagnet in these boots. And it wedges the bullet just underneath the toe so that he is magnetically stuck to that and not the floor. And Drake, it is your turn.
A lot of banging and booming going on. I think Drake is just going to continue to fiddle with the controls of this door.
Okay.
Of these doors to get a way back open.
So, as a quick action, going off your nat 20 from last turn, you are easily able to splice those three wires together, and you hear the doors open, leading back to the landing area where most ships are parked.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. If we want to go, we can go now. I don't know if we want to stick around any longer. But the way is open.
As I see you just cutting and stabbing and shooting this guy. Drake like opens the door, says his thing, and then sees the predicament he's in, and he like opens his hand, and it starts to the palm glows, and this individual suddenly really feels the weight of all that's happened to him so far, and it's almost like, can it get worse? Do I want to be here for if it gets worse? It starts to flood his mind faster and faster, and he's staggered.
And you just hear him start to mumble.
This day was going so fucking well. My coffee wasn't burnt, the toast was great. Now look at this shit.
And that brings us to Atlas.
Unfortunately, he shot Domino. So this is his problem now. This is yeah. I'm trying to think if Atlas even says anything witty, or just like there is a shot at Domino and then, oops, it's all over for you now. And the Gatling gun revs up as Atlas just starts firing, like spray firing down the hall. I am going to cast Tripartite Beam at them as these three like energy rounds like spin, and they fire out of the Gatling gun and hit him.
Man, this guy really shouldn't have come to work.
He made bad choices today.
Bad choices.
So, loosing the beams down the hallway, you see two just straight concentrated forms blast into him before a third follows quickly behind. And it seems to compress him almost, pushing more blood out and causing the flames to stoke. As Domino, if you'd go ahead and roll that burn and bleed damage.
I would love that. The bleed is going to be a 3, and the burn is going to be another 2.
Okay. So he looks down at Domino, looks up at Atlas.
Pattern Alpha 12, local line, Captain down. Repeat, Captain down.
And reaches for something on his belt. As his message goes out, slash out at him as he reaches towards a small plunger at his belt, dropping to the ground lifeless in front of you. On his belt is a small personal detonation device.
Oh, whoops. That's out loud, by the way. Oh,
can Atlas like full charge toward and try to throw the captain as hard against the wall as I possibly can, and then shield Domino? Like, if they're going to explode, throw them away. Cover Domino in case of explosion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which way are you throwing?
Into the room.
Away. You guys.
Would this? I have a question. Would this technically consume charges or ammo?
Yes, it would consume 1 charge.
Cool. I'm gonna use misfire.
Oh damn, that's so good. Actually,
I'm gonna use misfire, and the device just doesn't work.
oh
Okay.
amazing.
So he just splats against the wall as he gets thrown. As he sees it's about to be thrown, feels the electronics in it, just uses his other hand to and it glows like a red. And then when there's an expected explosion, it just
Yeah, so Atlas, you pick up the captain's body and huck it against the wall as you hear that small click as it is disabled. And as the captain impacts against the wall and crushes this small device, you see little bits of confetti and streamers fall to the floor from it. What he has mistaken as a detonation device was a small party popper that he has been carrying very officially.
wow. Poor man. Wow.
This was not his day.
I think Atlas still throws it and then feels that it turns off because of Drake, but still almost like transformers into a wall and then puts their arms around Domino in an effort to protect them from any form of explosion if there was to be one, and then it kind of limply. Ooh. Happy birthday.
It's just one of those when you open a Hallmark card and someone can fill it out and they're like, "Happy birthday, Captain! Hope you're having a great day. We made sure your coffee was the way you liked it, and we got you a new toaster."
Stop humanizing the enemy, Serenity.
You're doing so well today. I'm so proud of you.
It's it's almost up to your retirement, but good. Everybody, celebrate your birthday.
Retirement. Congratulations, Captain.
his whole crew didn't write
One
something. They
last
left like
job.
audio recordings.
Aww.
Okay, so Captain, I just want to let you know that you mean so much to
You're
me.
an
You
inspiration to
helped
me,
me
man.
through when
Captain,
was
I never
lost, you
told
had
you,
me.
but I'm really in love with you.
Yeah, there's that one that's just like,
Captain, when
I
you get
can't
back
say
from
it
that,
now.
really
When
serious.
can I say it?
Oh, awful.
Atlas is crunching the man's bones to make sure he gets
As these absurd things happen, Domino
All in tandem.
Domino is gonna turn around and kind of give a little like lick to some of their wounds a little bit. Atlas, you okay? They didn't smudge you or anything, right?
My operating system is perfectly functional. How are you faring?
I'm all right. We better make sure we actually get what we came for, though. Otherwise, I'm gonna be a little miffed because they did mess up the fur.
Affirmative.
And I'll start to head over back towards the rest of this group of people.
For what
have-
it's worth, the fur is still very beautiful.
You're looking pretty hot yourself.
Robot, 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 robot.
which is binary code for sexting. Yeah.
Robot. Wow.
I've learned things.
Away towns to Drake. I appreciate you disabling the device.
Oh, well, I didn't really want to blow up. So it was either that or blow up.
Understandable.
So what did you guys come here to? I'm gonna say. I'm sorry for assuming. Steal?
Whoa. Yeah. But like you don't need to be hostile about it. I mean, we here. What are you here for? You sort of just showed up.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm here for. I'm just here.
Huh.
So, yeah. And he'll take out his compass to see like if he has it.
Yeah. So you retrieve your compass and see the needle flickering between Atlas and Domino, back and forth.
Like lifts it up towards them. like back and forth. Okay.
Your compass is broken.
It's a special compass. Clicks it closed.
It is especially broken then.
Depends on your definition of broken.
Affirmative.
What about the rest of you, though?
Yes, large otter. Thank you for not attacking. That was good that was a good survival move.
Their eyes go from narrow and like kind of afraid and alert, like staring at this like huge massive guy on the ground. And then like dart back over to you, Atlas, and you say large otter, and they get real like jazzed up. Large otter. Listen, I'm here to save you. I'm here to liberate you from the clutches of your captor. I'm going to take them in. And once he's, out of the picture, you can go back to doing whatever it is that you're meant to do, that you're programmed to do, that you really love in life. And I appreciate you disabling that. That was really cool. And everything's really great. But also, I think we have overstayed our welcome here. So per my agreement with said Fox, I would like to move this to a different location so we can all discuss and negotiate how this is going to go down, because I have a deadline and I really I could use the money. So do you want to maybe do you have a ship your
This is the best bounty hunter speech I
Yeah.
think I've ever heard.
Let's just move into the room where like further away from this is, and Domino will sort of like roll up next to you, and like as we walk in this like away from this scene, and just like, hey, my friend, my beloved back there, if he kind of just says what comes to its mind sometimes. If you just tell it your name, he'll call you your name.
Oh no, he can call me. He can feel free. It can call me Large Otter anytime. I
All right,
would honestly love to get it recorded and send it to my friends and family back home. But it's fine.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
The average size of an adult river otter is 2.5 feet tall. You are taller than that.
I know. I'm so glad you looked that up.
That's true. That is true, but I'm technically an ancestor of the river otter, not just a river otter. Thank you. Also, part robot, and they like waggle their nanocyte fingers at you. So we have more in common than you think. I am trustworthy. A lot of people say.
GM, have I ever seen that before? Just the robot, like the nanites on their hand.
Oh yeah, you have definitely encountered someone with nanocyte abilities before.
Oh, nanocyte abilities, impressive.
Yeah, I'm getting used to them. I'm trying to just do whatever I can to make sure that I'm not a danger to other people other than criminals.
Ah, it's one of those nanocytes. Gotcha. Can be pesky.
Well, don't say that in front of them, because
and
they get offended.
They like kneel down to the arm specifically, and they're like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend."
Yeah, I think what they meant was pesky, like precocious, which generally is understood.
Rambunctious.
That's right. Mind of your own. And that means you're independent, which I wish you were a little less independent sometimes. But, you're behaving yourself right now. So I'm sorry.
And then we'll swivel to Tysia. Tysia, is that how you say it?
To Saya.
Tisaya.
Who has been walking away from the conversation,
Gotcha.
as they are not a part of it, and heading towards where the stuff they need is.
And so like are you trying to be sneaky, or are you just?
No, you're all kind of doing your own thing. She's like, now's my chance, gotta go, and it's just like walking, like not running, not to draw attention, just walking.
Medtex to security bay, medtex to security bay. B. Thorin, life signs fading.
Oh, that's a sign we need to leave.
Is that the life signs fading? Is that from the captain?
Yes.
Is that dead? He can be saved.
I have a feeling that Atlas is like more hostiles approaching. I will eliminate the threat. And then goes over to the captain and then makes it so their life signs are no longer fading and are just gone.
Oh my god. Oh.
So
I will attempt.
That's a great call.
Can I not get in the way of it, but just stand beside them, and it's just like, I mean, he's kind of out of commission, big guy. I don't really think fully taking them out of commission is necessary. He's already had a pretty bad day.
So Drake, looking at this body on the floor that has been shot, burned, melted with acid, thrown, stomped on.
Slash that.
He's dead.
Okay.
Like he's dead. Medtex will be called for life signs fading. Could also be body removal.
Oh,
very good.
Oh, okay. There's I don't think you could do much more to the guy, considering he's dead. Very dead.
Understood. I thought they were coming to resuscitate.
Nah, they're coming to clean up. This is pretty gruesome. This is pretty gnarly. I'm going to say that right now. Like yikes. This takes a step back. And
Viscera against the wall.
Yeah.
It's like he's like split into so Atlas goes back and is like, how are they able to do this? It's crazy. The medics on this asteroid are clearly extremely advanced.
But again, I just it has to come as just a curiosity. Who is everybody here, and that includes you?
calling out to the one that's trying not to be
We'll
seen.
stop. Who, me?
Exactly.
Names aren't necessary.
They're not necessary, but I'd like to know them.
You can like all you want.
Fair enough.
Damn.
You can give me a code name. I don't want to just say "Hey you" all the time.
You're cute. You think like we're gonna talk again?
You think I'm cute? Oh, that's good. It must be the ears this time
No,
around.
that was just a term.
I'll take it as a compliment.
Cute. I listen. That was fun. You're all so grand. I'm going to go do what I need to do.
What's that?
Not here. And I would like to go to the captain and see if there's anything on him that might be helpful in trying to obtain the goal.
A birthday card.
For an
Alright.
unopened letter of unrequited love.
So, searching the captain's gear, you find his orders for the day, which are to patrol the hallways, clean up sick, and make sure to stay out of security's way. And as you look at his gear and look back into the room to the security techs that Atlas cleaned house with, his insignia is more akin to a toy that's very shiny rather than an actual piece of metal.
Oh my god, I will walk back to the group at this point and throw down like the things I found and go, he's not the real captain. Nothing good.
Did you check his I'm sorry to be this way, but did you check the undergarments that the captain was wearing? Because on certain planets, for people's birthdays, they are known to get individuals who remove the outerwear for the delight and surprise of the people watching. So I really hope that's not the case, because I try not to kill innocent people. And while I didn't kill this person, I am an accomplice.
Are their pants tearaway pants?
No, they are not tearaway pants.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to say, I believe in sex workers' rights, and I
Yes.
think that we owe a debt to society if this person was in fact.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A guy.
No. So
Messaging captain to.
as
His physique was just really fit, they looked really muscular and strong, and I made that is maybe, my own thing.
as you go back through and you're like, oh my god, are these tearaway pants? You hear the jingle of a set of keys, very out of place for a space station. And in this man's pocket, you find a ring of 15 keys, each one where the end of it has been replaced with a security swipe. He appears to have janitorial access to the building.
Good enough. And we'll take the keys and go, and we'll jingle them, looking at Domino and Atlas and go, I assume you're here for the same thing I am. Aren't you?
Could somebody tell me what the thing is?
Yeah, where what is it, and where, and do I know where it is?
So you don't know where on the space station it is, but you are all here collectively for the Abyssium. Well, minus Drake, who has just ended up here.
Right, minus Drake.
For the Abyssium,
The
which
Abyssium.
is it's just an incredibly valuable mineral.
I
the-
think like
Go ahead.
I think that like while everybody's sort of like having confusion and arguments, like as soon as Domino was like the gunfire has stopped and Atlas is not hurt or scuffed up in any way, I think like Domino is like knocking on walls and like listening to stuff and like searching around like looking for bits, like pulls out like a old like 50-year-old schematic that's got like pen over like the things that have supposedly changed over the years. It's like not accurate and is starting to look and is going to try to see if he can just find it. He's not really interested in like mulling about here very long.
As you're looking this over, you can see in all the pencil marks and pen marks and different notations, you can see the path you took to get to this portion of the building. And there should have been 2 more rooms along the way. But the hallway you are in leads deeper into the asteroid, conceivably where the mine is.
And are those 2 rooms supposedly where this thing might have been, or is it like we think it's deeper in?
You're pretty sure it's deeper in. The 2 rooms, one is marked as confiscated items on your map.
Okay.
The other is just an unmarked room. But there were no additional doors on the hallway that you came down. It was a pretty straight shot.
If I like approximately like bang on the walls in those spots, does it sound hollow and weird in there? Or does it sound like every other spot in the wall?
Yeah, making your way back down the hall that you came down, you can hear a heavier clang in different sections. And you can roughly locate where a doorway might be. I don't know if anybody has any abilities of secret door, secret door, secret door.
Alice, I don't know how I feel about this, but I might be getting distracted from the point, but they closed up these 2 rooms. There's supposed to be 2 rooms right here. It's right here on the map. They didn't fill them with anything. They just covered them up. Oh, I love stuff behind secret doors.
Would I be able to, with my witch warper abilities, be able to make a door or like open a timeline where there was a door there with my infinite worlds ability?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, so you take a minute and kind of scan back through the timelines you've been through to when Estea's planet was intact. And you recall being shown around their docking port. And Domino's right, there were 2 doors here. And with a wave of your hand, you can shift yourself and the party to that timeline momentarily.
Oh, and like you're talking with your big old robot friend, and Drake is just like, that's not right. That's okay. Hold on, I'm just gonna, and he just knocks on it particularly hard, and the whole room will ripple. To when there was a door there or doors there that were different around the entire party.
I personally am the horniest guy in the world for that. So sick. I can't believe it.
Oh, that's much better.
Holy shit!
Oh.
Did you do that?
Temporarily. It's not going to be here for long. This timeline will rewrite itself soon enough. I don't know when, but
So we should probably, if you have something to look for it.
Is there anything interesting in here?
All right. So first, Christian, can you roll a d10 for me?
Oh
jeez.
God. Oh no.
Here we go. D10. Rolling a D10. That is a 7.
Okay. So you have 7 rounds worth of time. So 35 seconds. No. 42 seconds. I can do math. To grab whatever you would want out of this room. And inside, there are huge crates labeled with what appear to be prisoner names of items that were confiscated from them upon arrival. Things that are not allowed within the confines of Estea.
I don't know what you got. I don't know what y'all looking for, but how about it, I guess.
Sure.
I found what I need. And they just move like creepily closer to Domino.
Atlas steps foot in front of Domino. In between the pair of them.
Hey. Okay. How you doing?
Good. Just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah. How's my hair? I know Atlas said it looked good, but it always says that.
Affirmative.
In what manner are you saying this to them?
Genuinely, like they're like checking their fur in like the reflection on one of the walls, and it's like trying to get some of the blood out.
Okay.
Fluff it up over the gunshot graze.
I think for like a split second, like there's very much a softness to that. Like in their mind, they're a bounty hunter. They're trying to chase down this bad person, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a moment where you're like, oh my God, my fucking hair. Is my fur okay? And they like kind of like look down at their arm where they have like patchiness and like look at you and they're like, yeah, could be worse. I think you look, it's not, it'll grow back quick. And you can like cut the front and have like a little fringe. It's not bad.
Are you
could do it,
suggesting
right?
bangs?
If they want, you gotta have options, right?
I could do bangs.
You could pull it off.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
How long is the round?
All right. I want to root around in here. I just want to go bottoms up into whatever box is closest and
Okay.
root around.
All right. So for the first, I'm going to call it 15 seconds of checking your hair and having a conversation.
Yeah.
Tasaya, are you raiding the room?
Oh, my hands are so sticky right now. Anything worth money, if I can put it in somewhere,
Anything worth money.
Give.
All right.
To me.
So, moving into the room, in the time that they're having this very brief conversation, you manage to blitz through 5 of the boxes in here.
Nice.
And clothes on the floor, weapons, You start pulling out cred chips and actual gemstones and gold bar. Before you find a small case that you recognize, and I have to remember what they're called in Starfinder, as essentially a bag of holding.
Ooh.
Ooh, I want to, when I see it, I want to flip it inside out first, make sure there's nothing weird inside.
Okay. So you find, on top of all those things, you find the null space chamber. And
nice.
Pop the button on it and flip this small box, little more than a jewelry box, upside down. And start to see coins and swords and antiquated items that are historic from original Earth.
Ooh, if I can, the minute I see coins falling out, I go, like, stop it, shut it, because I can't clean all that up, and I begin to just put things in the box until the box gives me an error code. Just go.
All right, so Domino,
Yes.
you step into the room to see Tasaya ramming things into this small null space chamber. There are assorted, relatively fancy clothes, but with lots of metalwork on them, laying on the floor, and some base weapons. Nothing terribly fancy, but they're not going to just let guns wander through a security checkpoint.
Okay. You said they're going through a security point?
So, down the hallway where the firefight was is a
Yeah.
security checkpoint.
Yeah.
This is where anything that was confiscated was shoved into this room.
Great. Yeah. I mean, cool. I don't care how it got here. I'm just going to take whatever I can fit in my pockets as
That's
quickly
fair.
as I can.
Are
Yeah.
you looking for more valuables or more weapons?
Atlas, baby, how we looking? We got weapons?
I am fully equipped.
All right, I'll go for money. I think baby could use a new husk, you know?
Okay. In this space, as
Yeah.
you're diving into crates and tipping them out, grabbing for whatever you can, you do manage to find 2 other null space chambers. And a huge collection of coin, diamonds, and one thing that stands out to you most is a silver coin with a green dyed, almost like the bubble from a level, but it is a floating crystal in the center.
Delicious.
Yeah, I take that. Obviously. Take that and put it in my pocket.
So, between the 2 of you blitzing through the room, you manage to find about 6,000 credits worth of coin and other valuables, plus 3 null space chambers.
All right, not bad. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't think I got anybody's name. That's very rude of me. I'm Domino. And you are?
You can call me Drake. I'm not sure which forename I'll go with this time around, but just call me Drake for now.
Drake? Cool.
Oh, Wave. Nice to meet you.
Wave? Got it. Okay.
You can call me Sai.
And I shall. All right. Sigh. Again, like I said, I'm Domino. This is my beloved Atlas. Sorry, so are we in like a magic dimension or something? Or what exactly happened? I didn't question it, I just went for whatever was shiny.
Technically, it's a different point in space time. Technically, it's not really magic. I mean, it could be a magic, technically, but you have 15 seconds.
Oh,
So
all right.
you do this often?
All the time. 10 seconds.
You might be cuter than you look then. And we'll like put everything in the bag and just be like ready to go.
Does everyone leave?
Yeah. I mean, are we just gonna like?
Never entered. I think Atlas has always stood outside of it.
Yeah, because Drake was standing outside the door, like leaning against it, just like hands, like positions, just waiting for everyone to just get done, get out. And like once they get out, he like puts his hand down, and I guess the ripples again, and returns to the timeline. It should be in.
All right, and this leads to an important question.
Mm-hmm.
Drake, are there any side effects for other people that are not used to this travel?
For people who are not used to this travel, like once you've like stood away from the space that was shifted, you feel a weird sense of both deja vu and vujade. So you feel a little displaced out of time. You feel like you've done this before, but also like you're gonna do something at the same time.
Right.
And it's a weird, like almost dreamlike haze that hits all of you as things settle back and solidify.
That's a weird contact high.
It's
Mhm.
and I'll say even our dear robot friend feels the sensation.
Mm.
So they get that in their programming, that data gets
Atlas
ciphered
experiences Windows 95.
in.
I think they
Oh.
have like a full. The CRT fully like. There's a second of blue screen with that little like sad face that you get with the blue screen, and then code starts like filing up as they like fully like physically feel their shell, and then
Mhm.
check for any leakings from the cooling system.
Sorry about that. Time travel can mess with a lot of things, mind, body, and soul. So if there was ever any doubt, congratulations, you have all three.
Guess it makes you remember you're human. I do want to point out, just so everyone knows, I have been changing my accents purposefully out of
Purposeful?
character.
Mm.
I don't want you to
Okay,
think I'm
I
a bad
was-
little actor and like don't know what voice I'm doing, but I just want to make sure you all know.
I love that.
Block that, and I was like,
that. I love that so much.
it just got very tragedy in here. What is that?
No, I just wanted to make sure you all knew. I don't know if
No,
your
that's
characters
good.
noticed, but out
Yeah.
of character,
No, that's
Mm.
good.
an audience, I'm better than that.
I actually, Matt, I would like to notice. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to prove to you that I notice that this?
I have to do to prove that I noticed.
I want Domino to notice this. This little.
This
Go
disparity.
ahead and make a perception check.
All right. Oh my God, my perception is fucking crazy. Okay. Yeah, that's a 22. I rolled a 10.
Jesus.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, so you have picked up that Tasaya has changed accents 2 or 3 times as conversations go, seeming to blend in easily, even when she was talking just after you encountered the security guards.
Mm.
Her tone kind of matched.
So, since we're all getting to know each other, where's everybody from? Just, curious about people.
That is hard to pinpoint. I'm from a lot of places, a lot of times, a lot of shifts. So I don't really have a direct answer for you, unfortunately. Sorry.
That's all right. I can forgive you for that.
I do appreciate that.
Anybody else?
I think the adventure is coming from where you're going rather than where you're from.
Yeah, that works for me. I'm
gonna put on my
from
heat.
everywhere.
I'm gonna put out my hand for Wave for a little high five. Yeah.
Sure. All right. That's just making conversation. But Sai, Domino is gonna give you like an eye. And in the sense that he wants you to know that he's picking up on it.
Hmm.
And I'm just gonna look back, and then I'm just gonna kind of give you a once over and go.
Can I like get a download on everyone's like species specific like I know a lot of races. I've seen a lot of faces.
Hmm.
Do I have
Keep
to
rhyming.
roll?
Keep doing.
Do I have to roll to
You've been a lot of
know?
places.
Seen a lot of faces, and spaces are big for me. Uh, I I know. Our dear Saya is multilingual, multi-accental, but I haven't pinpointed them specifically. Like they look like a certain alien, but they're also not
Yeah, dead.
dead.
And then
Yeah,
and undead. Yeah.
and undead. Yeah, so it's like that. I don't think have I seen that before?
You've encountered undead before, however, not sentient undead.
Hmm. Oh. Sorry, it just kind of clicked for me that you're an undead, but also sentient. So it took my brain a little bit to connect those dots. And he's like looking at them specifically.
You got more questions for me? Or are you just gonna
How?
say it and leave it out there?
Well, I was going to say, how did that happen? If that's not rude, is it rude? Would it be rude to ask how an undead becomes not undead or not sentient?
When a scientist loves a body, they make work, bring it back to life, and then they put it to work.
Oh. Okay. I read that literature. Okay.
Yeah, I think the young woman who wrote it used to be from old Earth,
Mm.
Frankenstein, whatever
Nice.
it is.
Solid. Sick. Fucking straight on. Mary Shelley, we love you. Thank you for creating such a.
Thank you for being here.
Hell
If you're
yeah.
watching, Mary
If
Shelley.
you're watching
Thank you,
here,
Mary Shelley, for tuning in.
if you're here, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having sex on your mother's grave. That rules.
Thank you for that, Dad.
Thank you.
Yes, I never forget that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It's old literature. Society doesn't care. It's old literature. Who cares?
Who cares? So you've taken what we need to take. I guess. Shall we abscond? Get out of here.
I'm happy to leave this room, but I still need to get what I came for. We got
What
something.
is that?
Oh, just a little doohickey. Nothing that would interest you. It's all good, but it's hidden around here somewhere, and I gotta take a look around.
You'd be surprised what interests me.
Oh, is it the same little doohickey that and now it sounds more like mimicry, not like purposeful, but like taking your accent and like because you're talking frequently is now playing. Is it the same thing that everyone else heard? You know, all over the comms? Is that what you're here for?
Oh, I gotta tell you, not a fan of that. Not a big
Of
fan
what?
at all.
Of what?
Oh, just the whole talking in my voice for a second. I didn't like that. It was interesting. It's a good skill. I think that you would do well with like puppetry, maybe. We
I
saw a
don't know what
guy.
you're talking about.
I don't know. I just whatever. There's a thing here. I need to get it, and then we can get out of here. I'm gonna go take a look around.
I love secrets as much as the next Amarantha. I just need some context clues if I'm going to help you find a thing to help you out to get out of here.
It's called a Byzium, correct?
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Abyssium, I have written.
Okay. So from what I heard and from what my boss heard, there's something called a Byzium. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, absolutely you have.
Oh, that's what this is about. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. See, you just say it out loud. It would be hassle. It's a very complex material.
It is?
But I get it. Yeah. I get it.
Now I'm willing to, and those are gone. So like on like their pick key, he's twirling around the keys that he's holding. I'm more than happy to go ahead and work with y'all. Look, kids, I have enough money as it is with all this, but I have a boss who will not be happy if I don't bring anything home. So, if you want to work together, take this, split it, work that way, I can adjust. Or I can take these by myself.
I think very quietly, you in a way is as much as a speaker, like a computer speaker could whisper. It's just the same volume, just turned down so low and directed at Domino. There are many people that scour this asteroid looking for the same artifact. Possibly having a team would be beneficial.
All right. No, that's fair. All right. I'm willing to split, but I'm not letting this thing out of my sight. So I think that means we might be stuck with each other for a little bit.
It's fine with me.
And they're not probably going to let you out of their sight. So, you coming
You
along?
know me so well already.
Oh, I wouldn't call that knowing well. I have eyes, you know?
I mean, that's a step above plenty of people.
That is true.
Fair enough. You're right.
I turn to Alice. You know when people are talking about you, but like over you? Like I don't know what it is.
People do that to me constantly.
I know, babe.
You
want
have
me to
done
be-
this several times today.
Damn.
I love him. I love it. I love them. I love Atlas so much.
I'll make it up to you.
I am sure.
Damn. Double damn. All right.
All right.
I saw you have you got a map.
And fox can't have sex.
No, do what you want. I'm so happy for you.
I love that was so muted in audio.
It's like you backed away from the mic. Like what? You can't do what?
You can't robot on a fox having sex.
Hey, have your fun. Have all the fun you need with those ones and zeros.
Robot.
I think
Drake approaches our dear fox, and it's like, you have a map, correct? Can I see that real quick?
Yeah. It's I mean, I got it off of a guy at a trash sale, down outside the bar down on like 2 moons over. Anyway, about 3 other bars later, I talked to some people. They heard about changes. I made some additions over there, but I don't know how much of it is accurate. Clearly, the doors thing was outdated. So,
can I see the disparages and see if what's our next course of where should we lead to find what we're looking for? Is there do I have a memory of this map or of a map like it somewhere in my lifespans?
Looking at the map, you see several notations that only another witch warper would make on the original map. Notations of what timeline to step into to access different areas of the map. Some of them crossed over by Domino's sketchings and notes, and you can make out where rooms should be, roughly, as well as the fastest path through, if you're willing to shunt through a few timelines to get there.
And I think while he's looking at this map, suddenly he starts to like vibrate a la like the Flash, and just starts to like shudder, just starts to blur as he's looking at this map. And then he stops shuddering. Okay, so I do know where to go. Clever. I do love when a timeline map is written out properly. Although you did scratch out a few parts here and there, but I was able to find a path that could get us to where we need to go. It will shake you to your core a lot. So if you're all comfortable with that, then we can take that path.
Promises. Okay.
Guarantees.
Yeah, I'm cool with whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Just like looking at everyone for affirmation, and then just
I go where Domino goes.
lovely.
Yeah. That's
Fantastic.
right.
So I guess
All
you'll
right.
go where I go then. And he starts walking.
All right.
So are you okay if we also call you Large Otter, or do you prefer Wave?
Either are fine for me. I mean, one is a compliment and one is my name. So
Which do you prefer?
I don't know. I mean, no one's ever called me Large Otter before. It's very glamorous. But maybe Wave, I guess. If you want to like talk to people about me, though, you can tell them that you know a very large otter.
You are so endearing. Yes. Okay. We're just gonna be like, come on.
Like you see this look on their face, though, like they have this very kind of sly-eyed, like little mischievous grin, and then that starts to immediately fall when they realize that you might meet another Bernari and call them Large Otter.
Damn.
And they like get in their feelings for a second and just like trudge in whatever direction everyone else is going in.
Oh my god, Wave. Oh my god.
Okay. As Atlas kind of slows and stops on the walk, kind of wanders back. You seem to be lagging behind. Would you like assistance moving, specifically to Wave?
Oh, no, I can actually go really fast, if I wanted to. I'm trying to get my my emotions under control. You know, these nanocytes, they take over whatever they want, these nanites, and they just do whatever they want kind of sometimes. And it would be really great if they could, maybe like show up when I'm feeling like really sad or embarrassed or am being super awkward, like right now.
They kind of put one of their arms like around you. I imagine it almost like it's just like one arm almost like covers your whole body, as if they're trying to put you on their shoulder. But then they move up and down, and you hear like the whirring of hydraulics, and then they stop their hand releases. Unfortunately, it seems you are too big for me to carry up on my shoulders. Surely the biggest otter I have ever seen.
Oh god.
And then moves on.
Domino's really used to this sense of humor, but like every time Atlas makes this joke in front of a new person, he like just for a second like looks at Wave like to see how it's received.
Wave has a look on their face, like their eyes get really like even bigger, right? Like they have very large eyes to begin with, but their eyes get really wide. And like it's almost like you see like the math equations go across their face as they're trying to calculate whether or not they can climb this like stack of metal. They're like, I could get on there. I'm pretty sure that it could carry me if it wanted to. I could just scamper up and just perch and I'd be fine. I'm sure that they do that all the time. And like, I think when they see you looking at them, they're like, "Do you ever do you hitch a ride? You're a little bigger than me, I think, right?"
It's kind of personal, babe.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't, I mean, it is very handsome. I'm not trying to make any assumptions.
No,
Saya
I
looks
mean,
between.
the answer is yes to both, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. You've given me a lot to think about, though. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My God. Dylan, Candace, and I cannot be in a game without making this is the second game. This is Alice is walking away. Their code is so happy because they think that they've given Wave the best compliment because the only thing they know about this honor is that they like being called big and is like so proud of itself, like marching away, having no idea any other implications that no one would understand the bit.
Oh my God.
I would, while those two are talking, I would like to go up to Atlas because I haven't gotten to interact with Atlas very much. And go, so they're there to try to get Domino because of you. Now, everyone's special, but what makes you so special?
I was thinking of Atlas is gonna say something fanciful, but I think Atlas is just going to be very, very to the point. I am the galaxy's greatest killing machine. I was built to destroy and tear and rip and end. Domino saved me and is my protector.
Oh, that's how that started. Well, good for you. Thank you for telling me about the killing machine part. I'll make sure not to make you mad.
I am not worried about Wave. They understand self-preservation. Therefore, I do not believe will act upon their desire for credits.
I mean, I don't know how much you'd have to get paid, but I'm not facing the galaxy's best killing machine for any number of money at that point. So I get it.
A name given to me in reference to the galaxy's greatest killing machine. It was a name given to me by creators. I am sure that there will be others and are other things in the galaxy far stronger than I. I am not the special one. But Domino has the ability to change.
I didn't realize I was walking into a romance novel. Okay, well, Atlas, you are... I will pick your brain at a later date.
Romance is something that organics have. I was built by them. I have them within my circuits. And kind of it doesn't gesture in any way, keeps walking, but you kind of spot the translucent tubes with the red liquid in it. As it again, not sure of what necessarily it is, not 100%, but you do log it as Atlas says that.
Yeah, I'll just note it, but we'll keep going. Just okay.
And as you walk, Wave and Sigh, your personal communicators both chime at the same moment. Wave, yours says, bounty update. 10,000 credits offered.
Damn.
Sai, you receive a proximity notice from your boss. Bounty proximity. High level of danger. 750,000 credits for the extermination of and Domino's face flashes.
Thank you for checking out this episode of All In for Estea. What will Tasaya do with this new information? Will Atlas find her out and come to Domino's aid? Catch us as we drill deeper into the adventure next time